Right. To all those WOD viewers, this is the start of the stream. Just gonna watch some WODs. Probably just gonna work on a lot of shit that I need to work on. I've been on a. It's been a long time since I've been really like focusing on WODs a lot. And I really need to. As a coach, I just need to be updated with everything that's going on, like all the big games, and I have a lot of catching up to do. So we're gonna use today for that. Yeah. If you're at the beginning here, try to skip through it, try to see the useful parts of the whole thing. But I already did the first part, the Haven of Fanatics versus Team Liquid. But later on, I'm just gonna go ahead and keep watching the rest of the games. Hopefully it's useful, for someone. Anyway. Alright, this is gonna start now. I'm gonna go back a little bit. I want to see the pistol rounds a little more. And another thing that I'm gonna do is I'm gonna keep this muted, and that's mostly because the casters, they kind of give you ideas, they feed ideas into your head. Something that I can't really afford at the moment because there are very specific things that I'm trying to look for. And hopefully that's just gonna be useful that way. Alright, so alright, let me just start. It's gonna be kind of okay, 0-2. Gotta go for the back. Alright, let's start here. Alright, so look at the comp a little bit. What do we have here? Give me 1 second. This thing isn't working. Maybe I go to settings. No. Can you allow me to switch my monitor? You kidding me? Oh, it's not this. Okay. This isn't fun. Okay, I'm just gonna avoid that then. Doesn't matter. My pen is not working on the left screen, so I have 2 screens. Like this thing, like I'm using my mouse right now. The pen doesn't work, which kind of sucks because I like to think by writing things. I gotta fix this thing, man. Sorry for the delay. Hopefully people can come in. If you're in the chat right now, say hi so I know that I can talk to you. So it'll be a good time to ask questions. But right now I'm working on something to fix a little software of mine. I don't even remember the name of it. Let me check. Alright. Oh, it doesn't matter. I'm just gonna start. Okay, so look at these comps a little bit. Right, boosters on Silva, that's IGL. Usually it would play something like Astra or something, right? But on this map, I think Silva's fine for him. Tomo's on Sage, right? So just compare the comps a little bit. So Viper, Sage, Silva. Yep, that's the same comp, right? There's what's good about this comp to run on this comp. So Viper's just really god tier on this comp on this map. You don't really need a whole lot of smokes in the back on attacking or on defense. So like these smokes, they don't really help too much, and you can just do like normal Viper smokes. So there's no reason to run an Astra and Omen usually on this map. Omen is good, or was good before people realized that Viper was really decent. Omen was good because of the high ground usage that he can do. But like as we see more, only the teams that play in this general area on defense and try to play aggressive here can use the Omen. I think that some teams might be able to pull it off, but really, if you want to play Omen, you wouldn't play it for smokes as much as you would play for TP and flashes. Smokes are just an add-on. Not worth running on this map. So okay, Viper just gets like massive advantage. Of course, other smokers don't work. But Sage plays are very nice on this map. There are very good wall segment. Obviously, this is the meta wall like that you would see in your ranks. But generally speaking, any walls are decent here. Like this wall is good. On attack, this wall is good. Let me actually open up the map here so it's easier to understand. It's not capturing correctly. Give me 1 second. There it goes. That's a little bit better. All right, so yeah, so something like that. This is a really good wall on attack. Change the color. Okay, it's a good wall on attack. Like this one to block it, this one to defend, this one to defend. There are a few walls here that gives you angle. There's a good wall here, there's a good wall here. So wall play is very effective here. Slow orbs not so much, healing not so much. You can get away with res on this map like rather easily if you like lose people somewhere in the back, especially on attack. Like reses are quite nice, but it's not as good as Haven, for example. And so I don't personally think that Sage is extremely good on this map. Like it's just the walls. So you could replace the walls with something else, probably get more value, but that's what the teams are running right now. I mean, that's okay. I could probably run a raise and might get more value with that sometimes, but whatever. You could run a sky as well. Like then you have flashes, because notice that these both teams don't have any flashes in the game right now, so it's gonna be a weird game to watch. Flashes are extremely good on a side because you can kind of clear multiple angles. Like you can pretty much like sky flash somewhere in the middle up top, and now like just with one flash you can like push almost any angle, right? You don't have to use like one flash to, let's say, clear this angle first, and then second flash to clear this angle first, right? You just keep using the same flash. If you need to use this one flash like up high, and then your players can like at the same time they can challenge a lot of lanes, and that's angles, and that's generally a good thing. So Sky would be really nice to see, but a lot of teams aren't running it right now. I think there's big preference to Sage. Jet is okay. I still think Raze is better than Jet here, but Op is really strong. One here. Like these LOSs are extremely good. Generally speaking, if you have an Op here, like it becomes extremely difficult to push this lane. In my opinion, attackers should generally take this much control before they start, or in general like this much control before they really decide on which side to push on. But of course that's not the way we default right now. Maybe sometime in the future the meta would develop that way, but I think what you want to do is like early round send a flash here, clear this area, establish some kind of control here, maybe like a tripwire or something, maybe a smoke. So you just put like a smoke here, and then you push up and clear this area, and then like sit somewhere. Maybe hold this angle. There needs to be an angle that you hold. I think that's the reason why people don't play here. But maybe you could play under and then hold this area. Like that would be really good, because now if you're defaulting this way, you can have an advantage on rotations. Because right now what happens is people default like something like this, like the boundaries that the game gives you. So if you start attacking from here, let's say if you fake here and then you start rotating here, you can never have an advantage on the defenders, right? Like they get the same amount of time as you do for traveling, right? So it's too much distance. Like this much distance is too much to cover, like call to rotation earlier, in other words. Which means you just generally, if you have this much area control on attackers, like you're probably working with a good default. You can take all of this for free, and now you're working with a decent default, like putting one person here, maybe in the mid, maybe one guy taking here, and then a couple of roamers, maybe an opera or something, and then you're working with something. But hopefully we see this here. I haven't seen it so far in any pro game. Alright, gonna take the map out a little bit. I mean, in terms of plays, what we're gonna see, it's quite obvious like how this game plays out on Icebox at this point. There's basic wiper setups or basic sage setups. I mean, ult pushes with Killjoy, decent like Killjoy setups here on defense to cut off. I think Killjoy is just kind of essential in this map because of like the flanks that she saves. On attack, she's really good as on defense. She's really good as well. So not a bad comp at all. But I don't like the fact that it does not use any flashes, and I don't like the fact that it's the same comp on both sides. Let's try to see how they play it. So this pistol round attack, okay, and they get discovered, which is kind of sad. They're not removing their aggression at all. Usually Scream would get a pick here, so we're gonna count that. One pick is gone, like they're defending. So far not a very good attack, you know, like you give away your position, you open yourself to a pick, and then there's no flashy like entrance. Like the whole idea is like you don't burst into a lot of area at once, you know. It's just generally the idea of like you want to go with if you're stacking 5 people. Either do that or don't get discovered, right? But it's pistol rounds, right? Pistol rounds, like the thing about pistol rounds is it's like you can always kind of tell that the other team is going to be gripped up for the most part. Like it doesn't make sense to default on pistol rounds, which means if you spot one person, you know where the entire team is. For the most part, right? You may start pushing from the other side of the map just to confirm it, but usually this would just call for rotations immediately. Like we'll probably see probably see Liquid rotating already, as the Viper has rotated already. Yumpy is rotating. Okay, I'm just gonna hide all of this because it's not accurate, which is annoying. Alright, and alright, so now we see like kind of execute here. Probably want to pay attention to the map now. So we're looking at this wall, which is quite nice. Because of the rotation, like the only area that they have to clear now is where the Sova is playing. Let's see. There's also a smoke up top, a raptor. So it's just generally like the defenders have no LOS at this point without crossing Viper walls, which means like as soon as you can get here, get close. Let me change the camera. As soon as you can get close, like in this area, you just have the entire map. So generally speaking, like this would be a good time for the Jet for Durka to dash in, or like probably take this area, maybe set on top of here, because right now they're losing the race with this. So we're like trying to get out. Like this guy's already through, and then on top of that, like he hasn't even taken like the damage that you get from these Viper walls and shit. Like it's just probably gonna go away by the time someone peeks, which means your advantage is gone by that point. You just lose to an off angle. This, I don't like this at all. Like this wall is too early. I don't know, like you could have taken all of this area first and then wall further up. But I mean, it's whatever. It's pistol round, so it's pretty strong, you know, like they have to break this, gonna take forever. But like could have taken all of this area that you put these Viper setups for. But like it's just, your Viper setup is more or less useless at this point. Right, only this wall is useful, and that gets countered. So the Viper is essentially out of the game, you know. That's just smallies now, like with this guy, which is a terrible, like what you would want to call it is it's quite, what's the word, a waste, you know, inefficient, really. That's the word. Anyway, so yeah, that's something you probably want to avoid, but oh well. Let's see how it let's keep going. Let's see how it goes. This is just like, so already Liquid has an advantage here retaking, because like Fnatic is just kind of AFK at this point. And they contest a little bit with Doma, then there's some util, and by the time your util goes off, the walls will break. It's a good pressure here. And the SL cost just takes a better fight. Cryptic's just ganks on this guy. And now we have a flank, but like the flank is hurt already because the spike is being diffused. Guy doesn't have much time to contest. Alright, skip. Not a very good attack from Fnatic. Like, based on like how they played Haven, like Haven they prepared massively. Like, and this is like best of 5, so you can't really dodge maps anymore. You can't have like a permaban if you're the best team. So this whole setup is just kind of weak, you know. The whole attack setup is kind of weak because again, like it ignores this whole play, but just because of this one wall. I'm pointing at the wrong people, but yeah, just one wall just disrupts this entire gameplay. And what you're left with is Killjoy post plant, this post plant, and then just like take some fights. Durka is not in a good position to capitalize on the whole setup either, so I don't like it. I don't like it. They could do better, but well, they just won a map before. Oh well, some things I can improve on, but whatever. And by the way, this is the best team in the EU, and they have like these gaps in their setups. So you have to understand, like the game hasn't developed to a very high level yet, even though like these are the best people in the EU. Like I mean, you have the other parts of the game where like there's lots of coordination and shit. But again, strategically speaking, there's lots to work on for people. Another A, like push. So a good idea, and I keep telling this to people, a good idea when you're ecoing, usually when you have sheriffs on you, is to not challenge a whole lot of angles. Try to let the other team push you, let the other team challenge you, because flicking with the deagle doesn't result in a kill for the most part. If you're the second person shooting, holding angles is just a lot better. I mean, think of it like an op, you know? You don't peek angles with an op, you don't peek angles with a deagle. It's the same idea. Easy mid push, hello? Why is this not marked? Yeah, I don't like this. I don't like this. This has to be perma marked somehow. Like, it can never be the Sage because Sage is too active. You know, she's supposed to be rotating all the time. It has to be perma marked. Mid has to be perma marked. That's why you keep Silva in middle for the most part. Like he has continuous, like just continuous like utility. Like he can just stay here forever. People also keep Sky here. You could also just put like a turret here, and that would be better. But the turret's being used somewhere else. I think this is like a passive turret that gets used. It's not a bad turret, but like I'd rather use it here to be honest. All right, so B just opens up now. I don't understand. Like this is kind of weird. So take mid. What's I want to pay attention to the map here, so try to pay attention with me. They get one pick here. It gets punished by a dash, and then there's an A execute off of that because the jet kind of went here. So we're still assuming that he's here, and we're just gonna get execute here, and then we'll run into the Silva and it'll be free side for you. It's just very get granted there and then eco around, but just come back. They don't expect Scream here so fast. Good rotations from Scream. Like he's playing a very high pace, like +2 pace at this point. I'm gonna replay that because I messed that up a little bit. So yeah, Scream just comes in already. They don't think that he's on site, and that's where they lose. So yeah, like this extra dash, like I mean, he's playing at a +2 pace at this point. We're gonna consider paces in the grades of the 0 pace, which is normal, -1, -2, +1, +2. Again, pretty self-explanatory there. 5 scales of speed, and that's just unfortunate, but whatever. Yeah, it's good play. At this point, like Liquid has kind of established the tone of the game, right? Where we have we're not afraid of you, we're gonna push you. Like you have to kind of wait for kind of respect us, because we're gonna come at you like with guns out. So it's kind of like playing against FaZe, you know, on this map. That's the kind of aggression that they've shown. So it's gonna slow down, like make Fnatic a little bit more cautious. Which is why I like this. I like how the economy works in this game. So now they're focused on this bonus round. So now they can just turn this this domination that Liquid has around, because they're just working with a better set of guns now. So it calls for a good back and forth between the teams. Yeah, let's see if that works here. If they try to play it aggressive, I'll play it aggressive here just to dominate, because it's the first part of the map. Like you have about like I don't know, 17 rounds ahead of you on an average, and it's just been like 3-4 rounds. It's usually a good idea to use a starting part of that game, like about like 5 to 6 rounds, to just set the pace, like set the tone of the game. You know, you want to mentally dominate them, like you want to set the game tone of the gameplay, like how the game is gonna look like as well, right? You know, so like generally dominating at the beginning is a very good idea. So like it scares the other team, and they're like immediately forced to bring out their best weapons and best strats, think very hard, be responsive rather than passive, rather than aggressive, sorry. So when you're playing responsive, you miss out on a lot of plays at the beginning of the game. So it's generally a good idea, in my opinion, the first 5-6 rounds you generally want to be aggressive and really try to get picks and like just dominate the other team somehow. That's very important. And then you can calm down a little bit and like take your time and like change your strats and setups all the time. Let's see how they do it. I suppose that would be a good way to do it. Like, see now, okay, he just kind of dashes in. It's good. It's kind of free. There's normal Viper setup. Like, I mean, you've played Viper on this map or seen Viper on this map. Again, like you know how this works. There's usually an opera here, and then there's this thing, and the whole point of this orb is that now you can't peek from this top, which is extremely good. You also can't peek from bottom. Like the only angle that you're left with is here. Or you just wait for this. There's not much counterplay. The counterplay really is to jump over Viper's setups, but I haven't seen any team doing that. Like I think there's so many things you could do. Like you could TP across. Let's say if you TP from here to here, like with a flash somewhere, it's so free. It's so free, you know, because like maybe you drone here and then TP off of that drone. It's free. Like drone TP and then a flash. It's just like, again, like you cross all of this and you just have better chances taking fight, and then you play like a -1 tempo, and it just works so much better. But I don't see people doing that quite yet, and it's a little bit annoying. Give me 1 second. What if I'm streaming? Can you tell me? That's alright. Can you just tell me, man? I don't like this. Okay, so it doesn't show that I'm streaming on this board, which I don't like, because people that I want to be here, they won't know that I'm streaming. I haven't announced it anywhere. But it's usually people from my teams. Okay, well, can't do anything about that right now. Unlucky. Okay, so they're not working with a lot of information, which is a little annoying. This wall is quite nice, which also deters like the defenders to really invest a lot of people here. This wall just allows you to rotate. If it's not getting broken, then you're probably not having an attack here. Which is something as attackers you could kind of exploit this. What you would rather do is like instead of waiting. I don't understand why it keeps changing. Like, give me 1 second. Just gonna have to keep it like long and open. Yeah, weird, very weird. Anyway, so like let's say as attacker, maybe you have a lurker in this area. You see this wall, so what you can do is like group people up here and then just start an attack from this area, maybe this area, which is what this guy is marking. But this is still like one flash and like you can just take a side for free. And once you're in already, because you have an advantage of pacing, once you're in already, of course, you take this guy out and then break this, like the people who are grouped up here, they break the wall and then you take the side. And this is what you're gonna look at usually when there's a wall here. So good punishment opportunity there. But of course, they don't have lurkers, so they can't really exploit that. 3 people defending on B side, 1 guy on yellow. So very aggressive defense here. As soon as they will take contact, these people from A side will push. You see a drone. A side is entirely, completely empty. There's a fight going on the other side. These are slow rotations. I think these rotations can be a lot faster. Anyway, so now we'll pay attention to the site a little bit, and we'll see how that goes, how the attack comes in. So they kind of wait for the smoke to go off, and it's gone already. The drone is in. So Viper is not. So something you want to absolutely do all the time is, if you're playing as give me 1 second. If you're playing as attackers against a Viper in general, anytime, what you would want to do is, I don't like this. What you would want to do is pay very careful attention to her fuel. You know, so let's say if you have a Viper player of your own, she has a good idea of like how much fuel meter that the other Viper has. You generally want to have an estimate of where the Viper fuel is in your head. That's a good idea for various reasons. So you would understand what the points of time are when you can actually start an attack. And it's very similar to something that Overwatch players used to do, as they would track people's ult percentages, which is not the same idea, but it's the same mechanic where you're trying to keep track of a particular bar that depends on certain things of the other team, like, so you don't really have that information directly, but you just do a little prediction of it, and it's completely possible. You can become extremely accurate with it. I don't know if people are doing that right now, but they absolutely need to. I'm pretty sure in higher tiers that would be obvious, like for someone who's playing Viper at all. Right now you can kind of tell that this Viper is recharging their fuel now, and an attack should be open, right? So like they missed this opportunity, right? When they were droning, they should have just attacked when they were droning. So I don't like this a whole lot. Again, Fnatic, like, it's sad because I love this team so much. They have a beautiful outlook on this game. They're learners, but they don't think of these things, and it's saddening because this is one of the best attitudes towards the game in general. I root for them. I know for sure they're not the best, not even close, not even in EU, to be honest. Like, they're like, Liquid is just better, FPX is just better, Ascend was just better. I say was because I'm pretty sure they're gonna disband, like get picked up by other people now. Probably not gonna be the same as they were before without CNED. Anyway, a little disappointed by this, because again they call a push when the smoke is active. Like, why not just wait? Why not just time things better? It's a little annoying. I mean, I get that like the time is very low, but like you have done nothing different than you did before. Like, you wait, it's the same thing. You'll probably have someone up your ass like trying to flank on you, but it makes no difference. you get numbers. The numbers are low, but you're still fighting the same people. So this peak is just like they double peak here, and they kill soul cost, die in the process. Big problem here, huge fucking problem here is Jumpy is still alive in an offensive, aggressive position. Another thing that I don't like, and this is from Liquid, is they keep both of their post-spawn players on the front lines. So like the way they're defending is decided that this Viper is gonna die first and then Yampi is gonna die first, and now you're left with Sage and Sova and then Jet, and only Sova can do some post-launch shock darts. So now the length of your defense is just gonna, the amount of time that you'll be defending for. You don't have a post-spawn game. Like you're gonna deal with like pushing. Like the only thing you can do now after they plant is start pushing them. And they know this, like Fnatic, they know this, so it's gonna be easy for them to have a post-plant game. It's just post-plant disadvantage on Liquid's end. I'm not very happy about it. I'm not very happy about Fnatic's like pace either. It's just too weak. Picks up a gun, drops it for someone, I suppose. As for himself. Again, like, I get the idea that they have better guns, which is probably the reason why they're playing slow. I suppose they waited for the smoke. They didn't wait for the smoke. I think they just pushed through the smoke to catch a timing. But it's not microplay, you know. You're not sending one person in. You're not playing against one person. You're playing against a team. Like you're not gonna catch timing. Whoever's playing here, they're gonna continue playing here until they get the information that this area is clear. Like, why would they remove their crosshair? There is no level of play where that kind of push makes sense. You know? Again, they're just taking fights like right away, just being super confrontational, really challenging a lot of duels, which again, it doesn't make sense. You're running on bonus. So why would he challenge so much against rifles? Oh well. Right, rifles now. We'll have some actual game. This again, like they've been using this wall, like so far they've only used this wall. So I'm assuming they're gonna keep using this wall like thoroughly. Mystic keeps his smoke orb on him. I'm probably gonna use it on A-side attacks maybe. I don't know, it's just AFK right now. A little bit of aggression. Okay, this guy puts a turret here, and the whole point is like, this is not a good idea, generally speaking, because you can hear this turret from A side. So what this does is, let's say if I'm Scream, I'm playing a little bit further up. I hear this turret, and I don't feel any aggression coming in, no contact from here. This just tells me that there's no one who's gonna push A side now. So this is not an A side push. So what I do is, as Scream, I just rotate now and like ask my solo to kind of dart or drone here. As soon as the turret is out. So you dart or drone, and like if you catch anyone outside of this, and like you would drone and dart like on this side of the map. What Laz does is like on the right side of the map, you'll catch someone, and usually what you want to do is catch someone instead of the killjoy. If you find a jet, for example, or race, for example, you can kind of tell they're trying to attack here. But if you don't find any of these people or don't make any contacts at all, it's kind of obvious. Like they're leaning towards the left side of the map more. And as defenders, what you should do is like you should remove Scream from this area, and then just have Soulwell come back and like try to play post launch for here with the shock darts and shit. Not post launch, or maybe stop the plant with this, or just probably send shock darts here. But he doesn't really need to be in a fight. So good time for rotation. Maybe Scream heard that. Like they heard that play. So Scream, I think, hears that, and the Link is just rotating. It's probably gonna wall and then fall back. I don't know why they're rotating. This doesn't make sense. Like Liquid just doesn't have a read on the game at the moment. So like this whole thing that happened here, it didn't make any sense to me. and they're just confused now. They don't know where to go. Like their comps must be a mess right now. All this while, like what's going on the other side? They're just chilling here, like playing the default. Like I don't know. I don't know why they don't push here, but whatever. Just fall back. Like it's playing super slow. Like there's no reason for Liquid to push. So like playing default, like super slow default like this doesn't make any sense. Again, there's no reason for Liquid to push because there are no. It's clear that they're not attacking A site, and then this guy's just watching this angle. Like there hasn't been a push here, but like based off of this wall, like you're not gonna push here anyway. And if you don't have these lane controls, like it's very dangerous to push mid. Perhaps Scream can come in, hold an angle, get a pick, and fall back, but when there is no pressure on either side, it doesn't make sense to flank from the middle. Which means the only thing that you can do now is like stick like 3 people and like push it like FaZe might do again. I keep saying FaZe because their aggression is just unmatched, and the reason why it's unmatched is because their aggression doesn't make sense. They're the highest rated team who do stupid pushes. Like their pushes, they're not logical. Like they put them in more danger than really an advantage. It's a very weird way to play the game, but it's a very American way to play the game. These are good angles. This is kind of impressive. So like this is the only point, the only reason why we play here is probably to mark this push and probably to mark this. There's probably a read on Fnatic, which is kind of insane. I don't know, maybe they watched a lot of Icebox games of Fnatic and then they found this. Let me see. Oof, all right. 1 second. I don't know if there are readables so far. Let me see their matches. This is kind of Liquid. This happened on 5. Did they have time? Yeah, 1 day, 2 days, 3 days. All right, let's see. Okay, Icebox, yes, Icebox. Okay, cool. 2 days of Icebox, same comp. And they're winning like very marginally, like again 13-6, 13-7. So yeah, you could read this for sure. Okay, and like these aren't the only places where you can look up these things. There's more detail that you can take out. For example, there's a bot that someone made, a program that someone made, and I use it very often. And what you would do with that is you would kind of feed in some information. Okay, hold on. What you would do with that, like, is that you can kind of ask the bot to tell like where these people died. Like in general, like there are 3 events that the game considers: any kind of kills, spike plant, and it's like, I think there's something else, spike when it goes off or something. And during those events you can kind of ask for any locations of any players, so you can tell a lot from that. It's very easy to scout this, but like I don't know, maybe they scouted this play. It's just kind of weird, kind of impressive too. This drone comes through, sees the turret, and then just understand that there's only one guy here, which is again, Killjoy is used to mark flanks, which is why like she would always be placed solo almost all the time. So this kind of information, it does 2 things. It tells you that for now, for the next 10 to 15 seconds, there's not going to be a push coming from A site. And what it does for attackers, it creates an opportunity. Is like now the drone has seen that there's a Killjoy set up here, Now you can just immediately rush through here because there's not going to be much people holding this A site now. I don't know why I'm explaining all of these things right now. There's not enough people watching this, but oh well. This push is very, very, very... Holy shit. What is that? And then you don't kill him. My God, he goes through 15 smokes. This is ridiculous. But this is entirely read by Liquid. It's so weird. How do they read this? Like, look at this shit. Like, what are these positions, man? Oh, I think I know. I think this is actually brilliant. They know there's not an A push. They know there's not a B push. So they're preparing for a mid push. That's what this is. There's a wiper. There's a wiper watching mid, like late under tube here. These guys are fault. Like they're sitting all the way back. Look at this guy. I think that he I don't know if he have drops or not. Maybe he floats until this point. And like their whole setup is they're not gonna contest from up top here. They're gonna let you push inside, and then contest these exit angles, which is really smart play, to be honest. And then it's just a dash, and you see that Scream reacts to that dash and then changes his position and plays here now. It's actually very smart. Oh no, it's not a dash, like, but anyway, he just rushes there and then takes a fight, and then Urgy peeks and then dashes again. Attackers know that there are people here, so they just block this. Now the next challenge would be for them, the next angle to really watch for them would be like outside of this and then ramps again. So again, if they had a flash here, it would have been easier pushing out of these smokes, but now they just have to kind of double peek out, but I don't think they're gonna double peek. So yeah, I don't know what this is. Doma is just like bait, and Mystic just doesn't push with them. It's bad timing there, but still, they take the fights that they're supposed to take. Like again, this guy clears this angle first, which I don't like. You could just spam this because they know that they're here, that you're here. So you just spam this and then you push out. There's no reason to check this angle. Like you really should have your crosshair. One guy should have their crosshair on rafters, like at the door, and then the other guy should be clearing under here. Oh well. Not very nice. 2 people on rafters, both dead. The Scream and Link that they were fighting earlier, both are dead. So you can expect like this area is clear. As attackers, what you would really want to do is like plant one guy here now, because you clear this area. There's gonna be one guy on site, you can kind of tell that. Maybe there's actually the cryptics, it's not very hard to read. It's not very difficult to predict, sorry. So anyway, he still dies. It's just a scuff retake. So I don't know. You have such a good read on the other team, and then you mess it up. But again, the attackers also don't have the perfect play. Like this guy should have just gone kills here, man. Like really, you wouldn't play here. You should rather play here, because I mean, there's all of this utility being used. There's not gonna be one guy pushing in, so you're not really trading anything. You see, like you don't want to play here because like they're gonna get trades. You know, you don't want to get traded. Generally speaking, why would you play open like this angle? It doesn't make much sense. You want to play this angle, maybe behind the door. Unfortunate, and they just saved because now we're off now. And now we're up to the next round. And where do they place the op? So instead, like, notice how they don't keep a jet here. Instead, they just stick the op to Yampy. Right? Yampy just plays this position throughout the game. And Fnatic probably knows this, honestly speaking, because like it's not a huge, like, it's not a radical setup. It's how all teams play. And this wall is just essential to cut this off. A little bit boring. That same slow gameplay at the beginning of the game. Again, you're playing against semi-ecos. They have you know that they have these rifle and like this op, so you can't really execute, but you're gonna have to deal with this. So once you take out one of these two people, you're gonna work with like a lot better setup. Now, if they were paying any attention to this at all, they would know that Soulcast is running rifle. This is kind of bad from Soulcast. You should really drop it to someone else, probably to Scream. I don't like this, especially because he's in a passive like second contact position. Like, why would you keep your rifle on second contact? Like, I don't understand. It's not like Link is playing super aggressive or anything, you know. None of this makes a whole lot of sense. Scream is not holding an angle. He's playing just a passive angle. Like this contest with Scout, I mean, what is it gonna give you? Not much. And now they're working with low information again. Like, these guys are just roaming. And like something that you might have noticed, again, like it's been 4 rounds, and now the rounds are gonna move faster because now we understand how the teams are playing. But if you again pay attention to, these guys are roaming all the time. This guy just plays A anchor, this guy plays B mid, like second mid anchor or whatever. This guy just holds B long. That's what they're gonna do until you really break their defense. So how do you attack against this? Like, they've been running out the clock so far. Now they're grouped out outside of A. What you would expect is like Booster sitting on A site. Alright, so now let's try to pay attention to the actual game. And yeah, okay, yeah, so Bolster just kind of tries to flank on B site and try to get a pick with that, but unfortunately gets caught. Then there's an execute on A site. I mean, the things should have called a rotation here. So instead of executing right away, what you really want to do is slow it down. But again, this guy was all the way in alone. So that also kind of tells like there's no B side push. Like, so if the Bolster dies here and then this guy checks B long and there's no one here, which he should. Soulcast, let's see what he does. He checks for a little, there's nothing there, so it's an A push. Also, these guys notice that there's an A push as well. Cryptex misses, like I said, like there's no point in running this. It's very stupid play. Like, to have that as your first contact. There's like semi decent attempt from Link to retake. It's very low tier so far. Holy shit, my voice is going. There's not much here, man. Nothing to watch here. No, we've just deconstructed the whole game, the first 5 rounds now, right? Like, the only thing now we have to watch out for is any major changes in their setups. But right now, at this point, you can kind of predict how everything will go, like literally everything. Right, so now there's attacks that are kind of slow, like push up here, throw it off a little bit. Like, so far, like last 3 rounds, they've been setting up a lurker killjoyer, and now they do this. That's decent. This peak is always dangerous because once you get spotted, like, you're sure to die because spams open up. You can't really hide, so you either trade or you die. That's just unlucky. You should just continue shooting. Like, come on, Scream. You get that. You take those. And I don't understand like what this is. Again, they're not executing a set. They're slow peeking this, which doesn't make any sense. Like, do you expect Liquid to not watch these angles? I don't understand. My other 2 picks that they got, like, okay, so the first pick is just okay. I get it. It's a little unfortunate, right? Like, it's not something that you're prepared for. This angle, like, okay, you're open for it. I get the idea, but then this peek is just unnecessary. Why would you peek here? And then why would you try to push in? Any more people who die is just unnecessary. Yeah, like, Magnum shouldn't die there at all. Cryptex takes damage, man, that's fair. It's understandable. Meanwhile, there's a flank. And they continue attacking. This is just terrible play from Fnatic. Like, I don't understand what they're doing. It's like they tried so hard on Haven. Like, incredible game from play. But now it's just... Oh, they have some setups. Like, they had a little mid push that was a little fancy, but didn't work out very well. I don't think they know how to attack on this now. The thing about Icebox is, if you can maintain like a good momentum, or maybe like if you keep rushing A side and it keeps working, maybe mid, right? If you can have a good momentum, it's very hard to stop teams that are good at attacking. And not investing strategy time and coaching time into attacks, and rather investing all of your focus on defending instead with all of this pick. Not a very smart idea. Alright, mid push, and then you get like this control, which you shouldn't get like right away, but I mean, it's not like Liquid, it doesn't have any defenses here. You have Soulcast watching this, makes contact, everyone knows that they are in mid link now. So what should generally happen is Yampi's gonna start pushing again. Even though he has an ult, it's just kind of weird. Yeah, probably dies here now. He should die here. Oh my god, how do you... Bullshit, come on, man. Bad timing, man. It's unfortunate. But then again, it's Yampi, man. Like, this guy doesn't miss. This is a god. Like, it's... I don't know why they keep him on Killjoy. Like, I get that, like, you want to keep him on an op the whole time. It's ridiculous. Good play from Team Liquid so far. Not bad at all. Doma gets 2 undeserved kills. Like, these are just unnecessary. Like, why would you push like this? There's no plant coming in yet. Like, you know the plant is here. Like, well, why would you dry peek all of this area? And then Soulcast just doesn't hit this shot. Like, what is this shit? Look at this. Let's slow this down, man. What are these reactions? Like, no counter strafe. Like, you spot this, you should just counter strafe. Like, and this guy's getting shot. Like, it's not just audio. Like, it's not just a visual input for him. You know, it's also audio. So, what would you here? Like, if you're a normal, like, decent player, what you would do is like you would slow down. Like, oh, hold on. Ah, I hate this. Hold on. Let me explain it to you properly. Let's watch this in 0.5 a little bit, right? So yeah, the shooting starts now. You spot him now. And it's like, look at this. He moves outside of the frame. So this is where he would make contact, for example. Then he would move a little bit left and like fuck up his LOS a little bit, and doesn't spam through this. So misses this as well. So bad counter strafing. And then he does this little thing again to get to the right side, which is, just makes him a lot easier of a target. So really bad mechanics from him, bad reactions. It's just kind of free, expected trade, whatever. Still winnable for Liquid. You win those, Yampi. Come on. That's decent. At this point, you just leave now. Just leave. I don't know their economy, but unlucky. This is not worth pushing. I do a terrible job at pushing as well. So yeah, they could buy, which is why he contested. I try to win. Yeah, decent economy, I guess. Alright, fast pushes, let's go. Come on. Scream is on here this time. Usually he plays here. They're leaving mid entirely. What a weird raid. I don't know. Maybe he was trying to flank or something. No, this is just free. Oh, unlucky. I mean, he can't really peek. No. Whew, the fucking flip, bro. Look at this guy. Usually even Windows. It screams so. I'm not a big fan of this. Again, like there's a wall here already. Like he put a wall here, then went here, and then now he's back. The wall's gone, so it's not very nice. You don't really need the wall. And now it would have been really useful to cut off either A or mid. I like this also that like, they kept lurking here, and they pushed here, and they kept lurking here. They make a little bit noise here, make a little bit noise here, and they start push here. So it's gonna be like a B-side crunch. It's quite nice. Only problem is like Dirk is gonna run into 3 people, possibly 4. So it's just a little bit annoying. Like what he really wants to do is what Dirk really wants to do is like kind of push through mid while this attack is coming from the back, but it's not really going to be possible for him, so it just kind of sucks. Come on, Durka, let's go. This is time. Oh, he just goes. So they keep playing slow. I don't like this a lot. So they keep playing slow. Usually, when you have this kind of advantage, you kind of burst into the backside. I get that they don't want to plan. I mean, because this is all expected. So that's a good push. Yeah, see, this is what I really wanted. Like, I wanted this fight, but like really for it to happen like somewhere here. Like, I wanted one guy to be pushed here already. It's like too slow paced. I don't understand. This is free, and yeah, Link is smart because there's always this lurk, and I do this in my ranked as well. It's always free angle for the most part. If you don't check this as attackers, you haven't played the game enough. As defenders, my bad. That's usually the thing. So I'm gonna replay that without the map. And yeah, this kill usually goes in Bolster's favor, but Liquid just has a lot more experience with that. They get a plantain. I don't know who dies on site. They shouldn't have. Yeah, Soulcast shouldn't have died here, but it's very low HP. It's getting flanked from 2 different angles, like, so unfortunate. A good contact. No smoke, unfortunately. Yeah, he was expecting to smoke under. It doesn't have it. Weird play from Magnum. Okay, just an ult. That's a good spot, I suppose. Very nice, actually. How do you miss that? Hello? No, man, no. And you can't win that now because it's too late. No way. This is just whack. Come on, Liquid had this. Well, they didn't have it, but they still had a chance. Just throw it. This is weird gameplay, man. I gotta read some things on my left side. I'm gonna pause this a little bit. Alright, give me a second. So I have my bitrate very high, and they don't like it. So I'm gonna try and change that. I don't know if I can right now, because I'm already streaming. I'll change it later. Alright, let's keep going. Let's watch this again. class gameplay this time. This map has been sleeper so far. It's just unfortunate. Nice. This is so dangerous. It gets so low just because of the orb. Like it gets accidentally spammed. It's just lost. It's a good peek from Link. Should win this. Nice. I don't know who else dies. Turco dies? What? Ah, this is faster than this. It doesn't work. Anyway, Turco shouldn't have died here. Come on. I mean, sorry, Link shouldn't have died here. Turco dies, that's fine. But oh well, it gets traded. Whatever. I mean, it's okay trade. I'm sure his utilities already used, like all that was useful. Get a free gun. I'll bring it back, I suppose. Don't want to give the guns to them. It's fine. Now you can leave like the mid control now a little bit. Magnum just plays here. It doesn't have to be this way. It's 4v4. You usually want to stick. Usually, if you're playing mid here, your idea isn't to push mid anyway. Like the whole point being, like you brought the gun back here. What that does is basically like this is a non-position. This is a non-position as well. Like it's just like unnecessary. You could have taken some map control during this time. Like you just have one guy watching this if you want to watch this at all, because it's not really a necessity. But right now it's like 3 people watching mid, and there's no need for that. Four stack, it's just weird. Like this is just weird gameplay, and like the other team is stacked as well. And they have all of this control. Look at this thing. What is this? Like they have everything so far. Like the only thing you're left with is this area. It's incredibly slow gameplay from Fnatic. No, they're just not adapting to the map. It's so weird. Weird ass. What is that? Topples 3 times and then just goes on a... I don't even know. These lineups, man, crack me up. It's a pretty good use of ult. Who is this guy? Cryptex? Okay. Not bad at all. Magnum doing Magnum things, by the way. Just casually just wraps around and goes in mad. He was main earlier. Wraps around, goes through mid. And uses this like this. Such an incredible use of this. Good, because this thing is on, like nobody's gonna push this for the most part. So you don't have to worry about this area at all for the most part. Just go through. Get 1 pick, 2 pick. Scream misses all of his shots. Easy for Magnum. Bolster just cleans up. Rifle up. A little bit of change of defense here. Probably want to pay attention to that. So let's see where the op is. Yampi has moved over. Yampi is playing here for now. I don't know why you would keep the op here. Doesn't make much sense. Soulcast uses ult, that's why you would want to remove Yampi from this position. But generally speaking, you would put the op somewhere else, maybe A side. But I think what the idea is that Yampi is an opper. I guess that's the idea. It's probably coming from CS:GO, like the whole idea that only one guy plays op, or like one guy only plays op or something. Like he's an op specialist. So what they do is a very scuffed rotation, which is they move Yampi from here to here, instead of like trying to actually replace people from this area and like having a new setup on A side. So in this position, what you really should do is either hand the op over to Scream and keep Yampi in this position, or move Scream over here and then have a new setup for you here. So in cases when you are using Wiper ult, you would have a setup on A side, which makes a whole lot of sense, but they don't bother with it. Again, the optimization is so little in this. Like, this is a top tier EU. It doesn't make any sense. And how does that play out? Let's see. Yampi gets an angle in mid. That doesn't result into anything. There has been smoke there from the beginning, so of course you don't get picks off of it. Cryptix gets some picks on each side, which is fair. Dart doesn't reveal him because someone destroys it, it's fair. I increase the volume a little bit. I don't wanna. I wish I could hear this without the casters. I would like some gameplay sounds.
The money, Durka. Let's go. 1v3, 9 seconds. That's time.
It just talks too much, man.
1v3, 30.
Anyway, let's watch this. Just yeah, this is free for Cryptix. Durga should have been dead here as well. That's just a weird way to peak. Like so little amount of people remain. Oh well. Failed push again. And that's it doesn't make sense that they're working 6-4 right now because the attacker side has been just extremely weak. The score does not represent it. 6-4 is quite good on this map, it's not bad at all. But you can push that to an 8 and well, okay, you just have the game.
Wasn't that round though, so
Liquid still has a good chance to win though, but oh well. They probably do, like from what I recall they win this map. And really I would like to see their Woo! That's something. Didn't know that was a thing. Alright. That's free low. Is he open to anything here? No. Free. What a god tier play. That's such an important pick too. Because now the offer is gone, like you just get it for free. That's an easy push. To get that, you should just fall back. There's no reason to play this aggressive. You take the op and then get a pick. And I get it, he misses that. You just want to get the op out of that. Like, the play here is like if you dash here, you just fall back here and hand the op over here somewhere. Maybe like change your raise Sage Wars, or you really want to exchange these people. Like it's very key to keep your weapons in the right places. But they don't bother with it. It's like these are players, like these aren't things that an analyst and a coach can really do for you. It has to be the players. Keeps playing here. Gets a pick. Scream should have bombed that pick. Cryptix shouldn't have got that pick. It's just gunplay now. It's just gunplay now. Like, it doesn't make. It's not strategic at all. Like, I'm not very happy about this. So let's look at this like replay a little bit. Yeah, like this. Okay, you should have lost that. Should have lost this one. It's just, I don't know. Good opening from Durka, but oh well. These entries are so good. EMP is, I don't know what he's trying to do. It's because he's trying to molly. That's why he's late. I don't like that. You should know that, like, you should know that, like, this shit must have been done against him in, like, some scrum or something. At least one time. It's a free kill again, then entry again, and then, yeah. You just push that, bro. Unlucky. Good drone, good push with the drone. Okay, make some contact. There's a drone coming, so you can't push up. Yeah, well, someone gets marked. Who gets marked? The drone should have been killed. Who has the judge? Soulcast is marked. Drugger should have just killed the drone. Like, there's no reason for Soulcast to be marked here. It's really dangerous for them. Good ult. The timing is good. It doesn't scan enough, bad predictions, but it does the job.
Nothing to be collected from that.
I guess that was to try and actually clear out the snake bite coming through. Soulcast lands a good shot though, Dome will fall. I think the second snake bite's been invested, yeah, just landed there, so Nick and Boaster can play this one slow for the time being.
It's nice play. Yumpy was playing with the.
Just on flank.
Well, I guess he's saving for an op, I suppose.
Yep.
He's playing with the shark, like just based off of that, like it's decent.
Drastically kind of outplays.
Was he playing with the shark? Or was he?
With the outdoor, right? But because he's
It doesn't have a gun.
Dirk is so far out of his LOS, and again, look at it.
I don't know. It's hard to tell.
Well,
Weird.
quickly by Boaster. Scream though, we know what he can do. He's being the instinct excited for some of these choices coming out. Dirk, when he gets that freedom, when he starts being the instigator to some of these rounds,
He gets
can be
marked by
essential.
an
Scream
arrow,
though, we
not
know
by a
what
drone.
He can do. This time quelled quickly by Boaster, and it's Hunter wanted from that.
I guess that was to try and actually clear out the vested yet.
I'll take some notes. Alright, I'm gonna take a little 2-minute break. Be right back. Alright. Yep. Back. I'm still taking some notes. It's gonna take a little while. Some things are quite nice here. way too old, way too old. Okay, yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and do this a little bit. Yeah. I need to buy the pro version for this. Unfortunately, I can't do that right now. Hot spot. Yeah, that's about it. Not much to learn from this game. It's unfortunate.
Just landed there, so Mystic and Boaster can play this one slow for the time being.
Okay. There's no play there. Not much to see. 7-5. Let's go. Let's go, Liquid. Let's see your attack. Come on, man. Do better than Fnatic. Strategically, at least.
To bounce back, or at least feeling a lot more confident here on Icebox, but now the real test comes. They're attacking half, whether or not Fnatic are going to try and play this as proactively as.
Alright, so these songs are probably not gonna be okay for non-cropper, right? I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and just like fucking listen to some shit from certain like artists instead. It's smarter that way. Oh, I could listen to Jin song too. Holy shit, that's God tier. Solitude is just God tier. Oh yeah, I love this. I love this. Beautiful. Let's go, man. Why is this not saved? It is. Hello? What? Oh, it doesn't. I don't like that. So I love this. I love this so much. Alright.
As we've come to expect.
Alright, fast attack. One guy just peeks this and just checks like what they're doing. And now they have some info on B site. Just tries to keep forcing that. A site, heavy pressure from like Fnatic as well. This is really nice. Like, it's such a good round. What the hell? Okay, let's first look at the map, and then we'll look at the game actually. So yeah, Soka is just contesting the stage continuously. Post help, just smash through. Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's an execute, like it's a full-on execute. It's huge. Alright, brilliant, and that's the end of that. So it's actually quite nice. Hold on. Yeah, well. Alright, let's watch this actually happening. Alright, so Darko just loses this fight. I mean, you saw Scream playing the same thing, right? Same angle, right? But Darko just does it worse than him. Also, he does it with the worst gun. Like, why would you peek that angle with the classic in your hand? and then Magnum dies through to Yuppie breaking that angle. So they just lose their front line for nothing at all, really. Now they have an execute coming in, so this guy, he uses this late, by the way. They weren't planning to attack fast. Notice that, like, because this wall comes out late because this guy was playing here the whole time, right? Just marking this flank because they want. So the whole point of running Viper, I think, here is if they start rushing in, like Viper just shoulder piece this. If they rush this side, which I'm assuming Liquid does very often, and if they do so, he can stop it, like, because Viper has the utility to do so. Like, he's also using two mollies here, which he would usually wouldn't buy. And then there's this, the exit comes through, it's quite nice. Another thing came in that I couldn't pay attention to, so I just want to rewind this now. Okay, the decent, alright. Comes the drone, there's a molly, and then there's the wall. Alright, so the molly goes here, the drone goes through, the wall comes out, and then you push with the drone. Usually nice, that's a good way to play it. Scream is playing beautifully. Nice, okay, yeah. Now another retake begins. I do not understand this wall, like I don't know why you would go for this wall. Like, it's to stop pushes from coming in, but all of the fights that you took were ahead.
Mystic can only deny this for so long, and now that much more favorable position becomes a little
not much Mystic could have done. Ooh, nice. Well played. You could actually take this. And then they rotate, because the plant doesn't come through. That is insane. What this is gonna do is increase their HP a little bit. Solos everywhere, and really if you're Fnatic here, what you would really want is like passive angle. So one guy goes through, so let's say one guy goes through, starts planting or something, and then you start taking fight, because otherwise it's just lost. It's quite bad position for Doma.
He's gonna hear these steps now, call for support, but time. He's got to try and buy it. He's
Easy, nice. Okay, never mind. Doable. Let's go. He just walks and doesn't leave. He leaves. Okay. Oh my god, dude! Look at this guy. Buying so much time. This guy's here already. Come on. No molly. No molly. Ah, oh, mollies are gone. He's on A side. Oh my god. This is actually exciting. No way. No way. what a round, man. Holy shit. And now we're looking at pistols against bonus. No, sorry, not bonus. Yeah. Pistols against SMG. SMG's on attackers. Alright, fast execute. Should be a read, to be honest. You can put a wall here, that's not gonna do much against these guns. Yeah, he's not bothering with the wall. It doesn't give a shit, just pushes up. Yeah, it's pretty good. Nice. That's such a good angle, holy shit. Off of this wall. Oh my god. Just off of this wall, like the opponent's wall. It's just a free angle. This is ridiculous. Oh my god. That's the kind of jet I want on my team, man. Scream is amazing. Nice, easy.
Yeah, no, not today. They're trying to get cheeky with it, and I don't
usually you would get a pick off of that, but bad timing on him.
Something off. You got to take some, riskier fights to try and make those pistols work, but nothing so far really beyond that initial trade.
A little more utility invested towards side screen.
Nice.
Mystic. Durka. Last man standing, a frenzy in hand.
Not much here. Yeah. Bonus round. Fast execute again, I'm assuming. Yep. It's good. Let's just call a rotation at this point. Not much to beat here. Yeah, could have done more, but oh well. Does the job. Nice kill from Skirm. Should've been. Nice try. from Magnum, from Mystic. Oh well, Magnum gets killed. It's quite nice. Miscommunication here though. Like usually, this thing, like what he did, this doesn't call for like the Nano Swarm, you know? Like, the push hasn't been aggressive enough for Nano Swarm to come out. But he uses it anyway, because like the call here is, oh, they're attacking Ace already. Which like Mystic, I mean, they're not on site yet. That's the idea. Like they're not getting a plant right now, so using the Nano Swarm right now doesn't make much sense. Usually your Nano Swarm would also be on the other side of the wall, so it doesn't get broken generally speaking. Decent. It's not perfectly placed, it's a misplay, accidentally gets a kill. Well, this is absolutely beautiful push from Yampi here. It's like a huge gap. Every time you could exploit kitchen, you should exploit kitchen. So it creates angles that are unexpected. Like now look at this, look at this. You have this angle that you can check, this is not gonna be marked. You have the angle here, top B site, B heaven, and that could not be marked. And then you have CT spawn, which is, well, can be marked sometimes, but not always. You know, so you can play timing really well.
Like, they've missed each other like ships in the night. You're gonna have this mid push now coming out from the other side. You're gonna have maybe Doma around flank, but there it is. Ships in the night. You're gonna have this needs to work. But look, do with this positioning. Needs to work. You're gonna have maybe Doma
nice,
around
easy
flank,
kill.
but there it is. Yappy finds one. Even
Oh, should have gone second.
can't quite get it though. But the problem is that Magnum is
Fortunate for Magnum.
Link still. 30 seconds. Ticks only on ESMG, but trying to hold those close.
Wonder after close. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Don't get timed.
There we go. Finds it on Durka, but was already looking towards the rafters. Doma.
It's gonna play. Also timing issues. Oh, bye bye. That's a free kill there. Picks a gun there. Molly here. Oh, it's just smoke here, not Molly. That's a good smoke. It's pretty decent. Nice. That's a good play. That's just generally a good play. It's free. No, 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 no. So usually this is the problem with all these plays here. Like he does that often. He tries to challenge this area in general a lot. And the only problem with that is like this area, which usually gets walled up. But this time it wasn't walled up. There he had a smoke but didn't use it. It is what it is, you know. Still winnable. In the fucking game, bro. Esports already. Nice. Oh, come on. Oh, unfortunate. I'm gonna have to stop talking soon because my throat can't handle this for some reason. I wasn't expecting that. It's been 1 hour 30 minutes. Nobody has come in here. I haven't promoted the stream. I'm getting a little bored too, not gonna lie. It's a boring attack. And it's rifles, I don't know, I'm distracted. Gotta pay attention again. Alright, let's start it from the beginning. These are good slows. The slow is just it's a very different way to control this. Like what Liquid did was like what most teams do. This is a really innovative way of controlling this area. Like you're kind of relying on this guy the whole time, like Dorka. Slowers just slow them like so it doesn't give them this early peak, which allows Dorka to go up top. It's a little old. It's not really innovative actually. It's quite old. When the maps first came out, like that's how people were playing. Gets a hit, and that's the counterplay for it, and that's exactly why it's kind of bad. And now you just get all of this area, which is insane. And now you could just leave. You could you default here, and yeah. Should have left one guy in there. Oh well. Bad call from the IGL. Who's the IGL for Liquid? IGL, come on. One stuff they're sligging, that's about it. Ekis is a sub. Weird. Who's the IGL? Who's the IGL? Come on. Ekis is benched. Doesn't make sense. It's probably Soul Cons, probably Cryptics. Hard to tell. I don't like that. I don't have that info. Oh no, they get that pick. Good dark, holy shit. Bro, this whole play from Bolster is insane. It's a classic Scream, bro. He has one job and is to get kills. Well, aiming. I don't know why he does that. I don't even know. You gotta replay that. That's why I would rather have clusters to shut up. So what really happens this round is that he breaks that, gets discovered. There's nothing here. There's nothing here. Pay attention to the map. There's nothing here. So he dashes in, tries to get a kill, gets one kill. Ults are going off on site. There's okay. Contact made by turret, contact made by people, ult goes off, second ult comes out. That's about it. And the only thing that the map doesn't show is the Viper Pit, which it can't show. Yeah, that's about it. There's not much else going on. Are there 2 Viper Pits going off? Yep. Insane. And he just uses this ult, like it's kind of ridiculous. He uses this ult and just leaves. Like, yeah, the ult's job is done. Someone's just gonna go off now. There's no point of this. Because it just, really it does damage more so than it helps the attackers. Pretty solid.
Oh, he did use his at the start. Seems unreasonable, guys. Do you mind? All right.
Well, I can see why they get confused.
Flash, smoke, nade. They're like, no.
Unfortunately.
Welcome to our world. Doma to find Yampy to start with.
What are these
That's gonna
boys,
be a
man?
little bit of a gut punch coming out, considering that was a pretty hefty rifle to be taken away early on. Could be filtered through if desired, but already.
Let's take it back.
Scream's gonna try and pick up the pace once again, try and take further forward positioning. Doma's gonna be the one to try and handle that. Durka did find Soulcast, so it's on Durka now. He has got some sort of players with
Easy
him.
go.
But wait, Durka again, this guy. The immovable object.
Good mark from Fnatic.
Try and play around towards Scream's side. Still deeper on the side. Smoke comes in, allows Boasters to get the attention. He's thinking about it. Do I get closer to this now? Oh, he is going to be noted here. Not afraid to give away the game. But Scream has enough of this nonsense. Takes the direct fight, and now the 2v2. Magnum trying to get that timing just right. Scream and Cryptic's both there. And it's just a 50-50 at this point. Does he swing back
Come
in?
on, you could have played that
Scream says
better.
hello, and Mystic
good
now the
headshot.
one mates with
Let's get through.
The scream off the remake.
Like these rounds, they don't matter, honestly. Like if you're thinking strategy, these rounds are not working cohesively. There's a lot of strategy missing on both ends, and as a result, and then there's on top of that, there's also like a lot of player like plays like just getting picks and shit. Just having a jet, like just creating, like both Dirk and Scream are doing an incredible job, like playing around the field, you know.
It was like with Sova's cape, do you remember
I know
that?
Sova's cape, man, just whipping around corners.
It's
Like,
insane.
well,
You couldn't jiggle beak anything.
Unfortunate.
bit of a trade out and a half
Both of
there.
them will
Solcast
get
does
healed.
keep his life. Mystic takes a bit of a beating too, down to 1 HP now. Coming back off it, Yampy though, just perfect connection to catch Boaster trying to get that information.
I missed that because the UI is delayed.
That takes a bit of a beating too, down to 1 HP now. Coming back off it,
nice
Yampy
goal.
though, just perfect. Carefully backing away as they do begin that lead towards A.
Does that get rest?
It's only
No
Durka.
rest.
This boost we've seen
Should have a
before
res,
on
right?
top of the wall.
No, unlucky.
Scream drops. Now, does he challenge this solo? He actually does. Yeah, Durka gonna miss that one. Soulcast trying to swing on the same angle, but Durka has to give this up now. We'll play the headshot angle as
nice.
well. And we'll find Cryptics up on Belt.
Yeah, and the slow push as well, they don't do a whole lot. And these guys slow down like so well.
Rinse and repeat.
So having like the difference that you see here, like Liquid Sage was playing here, right, the whole game, and there was no slow orbs. There were no slow orbs at play at all, and these are so annoying now, just because the Sage is playing here instead of like playing like in kitchen or mid. It's so much better. Like Fnatic just has a better setup, honestly speaking, on defense.
Having the rest of
The only thing that I'm not happy about is like their jet play that they were going for here, but I kind of missed that this round. They changed it up. I don't know how they changed it, but it's decent. It's not bad.
Bagged him on the way around towards
I think there's a killjoy setup there.
Durka here, but the spike will be planted. No denial on that.
No
Scream
up.
outdone, though. The
No
swing
up
from
on
Dome was
Fnatic.
good. Bit of a Ferrari peak on it, but Link bails him out with the 2 quick kills. And now Durka tries to wait patiently, and Soulcast takes his life. We do see the stabilization of Liquid here, getting towards 12. And again, this is no best of 3, this is best of 5. And at 1, so don't get
I suppose Fnatic is crunched a lot by the time that they don't have a whole lot of time. In terms of they don't have much time preparing for their team, for their games. I suppose it's like they're I feel like it's more compromises than really creativity, which is never good for an esports.
excited just yet. This is a marathon in front of us.
Esport,
Armor, though,
yeah.
Round.
Skip that.
Go next.
Dream.
That's it.
To wait and find out. That would be an
That's
upside
Kent.
down for Liquid have been.
Alright. Here's the thing. There's been a few. It's been how many? An hour 30 minutes or so. Yeah, an hour 40 minutes. I'm kind of done. I need to do a lot more than this. I'm kind of done already. I need food right now. Maybe I can get something. Yeah. Let me try and find if I can get something, and then we can continue this while I eat. Because I have to do this, you know. It doesn't matter. Just because I'm live, like it's a good excuse. Anyway, I'll try to get some food. Alright, I'm back, and I have some food with me. Usually when I'm eating food, I like to watch TV or something. So then we're gonna watch this.
Exceedingly dominant.
Okay. I'm gonna turn this off. Let's look at the comp now. So Essential, right? This is before Astra, I suppose. Was really good on Ascent. She's pretty decent, but a lot of teams run Omen. A general idea is that you don't really need an Astra because there's not enough lanes in the game. But on top of that, there's not a whole lot you can do with the pulse and stuns. Like maybe you could get some picks here with the pull and a nade. You could probably do some other shit, like maybe on sites, maybe here, but that doesn't really work out very like amazingly, you know. That's about it. So Omen's better because Flash is better on this map. Like the Flash is incredible on this map with the Omen, and then you can play like very fast. And you don't really need a whole lot of smokes on this map, so it's usually okay. Yeah, so it's just a B execute, B split, sorry. Mid split comes in. Your Phoenix should get kills here. I'm kind of sad that they're not watching the right person. This wall is quite good on defense. Yeah, let's see. So this wall just like allows them to go in. Just take all of this area, which is kind of weird. Especially when I love that. I love that. I've been telling my teams for 5 years. Do this. Take this area, push mid like here. Take spawn. Once you have spawn, you can go anywhere you like. Because the defenders, they're only stuck with side control now. The point being, as defenders, like if this thing happens against you, you usually take like the attacker side control as well, like this guy's trying to do. Or like Link is trying to do, right? But let's say if they go A side now, they get a lot more control than they would try to than if they try to do this from attack, because it's a lot more prepared. But now if you are trying to attack A side but from the defender spawn, it's way hard to hold this and like come up with this, because people play this game off of habits. They don't really think every round, you know. You make as many habits as possible so that you can think about other things. But that's the key advantage. During the early life cycle of a game, these kind of plays are extremely good. And I love that. I love that they're doing this. And I hope it gives them a good result, but like so far not so much. There's 3 people still on B side and it's not really getting anything done. It's a pick. Mystic gets a trade. It's fine. Yuppie's at the back. They know that. You know that. No, they don't know that. Okay. Unlucky. Yuppie hasn't made contact. So one guy gets kills. Okay. Soul Cast. It's not Yuppie. Yuppie doesn't peek. It's actually insane. So unfortunate, bro. This is just like, man, they keep losing to the solo plays from Liquid. It's kind of like playing NA versus EU, you know? Fnatic loses every single time. That's a good play from Boaster. Like a very thoughtful play. Nice. Pretty good. It's gonna get checked now. You should have peeked already. Oh, this is a good try. Unlucky though. Also, well played from Scream, by the way, to go back into the smoke to help him. It's so nice. Not from Scream, from Yumpy, I guess. Scream is playing Phoenix, double duelist on this map. I don't like double duelist on this map. I feel like you need a whole lot of utility to play Ascent, and duelist just reduce the amount of utility you usually have, like, because these flashes, they don't really count. You know, just the amount of space that you can really use the flash in is just not enough. Okay. Yeah, pistol round, take mid, yeah. Alright, this guy tries to take. And now, just because of the thing that he has done here, Bolster, they're just gonna lose B main immediately. Should they push now? They should just push it. Good play. Alright, nice patience. It's quite nice. Good flash. Good, yeah, this was bound to come. You should have known that. It's the right person to die too. Like, it's Bolster to die. He should have known that. Like, obviously this was gonna happen by now. Ah, unlucky mistake. Oof. Let's try. Fnatic, bro. I love Fnatic so much, but they miss so hard in just FPS experience. It's not even close. They lose because they're not CS:GO boys. That's just the unfortunate truth. I haven't built the game sense yet. Normally execute, I mean, okay. Early round 2. It's 5-man push. Onside post plant. This is just whack. No way. That's just whack. I want to see that. So usually what teams do is like they fight for this control a lot, like, because it's really valuable if you can control this early round. Usually they fight for this. Now Liquid's approach is to put a wall here, so what they allow is like someone to play here, and then the idea is the wall works for 2 things. It works for this, so this wall is okay as well. And now they only have to invest 1 thing, which is like a molly to clear backside. Which is not bad at all. Alright, so you have a drone going in. You don't want to check pizza, usually, not pizza, wine. They go inside already. Nobody checks. No one checks wine. I don't know what they do with wine. They should do something with it. Fake on A side. Given a short, and like Link just ruins their entire plan. They go through A now. If anyone was watching this at all, it would have been free. Get on. So it's really bad that Yampi just leaves it entirely. She shouldn't at all. I don't know why he does that. It just sucks. I'm not very happy with this gameplay, you know, to be honest. It's not very finals worthy. There are some small good plays. But they're the same old thing. Yeah. 5 bullets, unfortunate. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna call this off because I mean it's finals. I love Fnatic and I like watching Liquid games a lot, but the gameplay is just kind of meh. You know, it's been for this way since Icebox. Haven was amazing, but That's not so much. I'll do some other things instead. Like I have some like WODs for my teams that I have to watch instead. So I'm gonna go for that instead. Yeah, this kind of sucks, but oh, I'm gonna call it here because I can't pretend to really be interested in this anymore. It's just kind of shit. So I'll watch this later. I kind of wanted to see how to play Viper on this map, but I mean it's decent. But I'll be honest, like there are better ways to play this. No, it's not the best. But unfortunate. Well, maybe we'll watch one more round. You know. Yeah, because it's a rifle round. I'd rather watch the rifle round. So this flash is kind of a fake, but they don't really do anything with it. Usually with this fake, what you would do is that you post up early and then hold this lane, but they don't do that either. So it's waste for flash. Yeah, I don't know what happened to Fnatic. They're trying to fake this, but it really is not working. They take mid now, and then go short. That's the right play. So you fake with this. If the fake works, what's gonna happen is like this point becomes wavy. Usually your main is covered. There's one guy playing on side or something. Pushing short is the right pick. The best place, if you're rotating B side, the best place to play would be in this corner. But unfortunately that doesn't. It does get chugged. It's a good push. Fnatic. I love the way they play, man. I love the way they play. It's an okay trade. Maybe get a trade, whatever. And yeah, there it goes. I didn't even pick it up. Like this is on site. That's gonna be the end of Liquid of Fnatic. It's just Link's position. Nice. Unfortunate. Should have gotten a kill there. Bomb's coming through. This position is checked. Okay. Should probably be spammed as well, but it hasn't spammed. Lucky. So until something happens, they can't really do anything. I want to see this, man. Come on, keep it in here. Because it depends on, it hangs on this thing so much. Ugh. Good play. And now you start an ult? Are you kidding me? Is it broken? It just gets spammed out. Now, I suppose they see it through the wall. I suppose this is just trash ult. Mystic knew about it. Yeah, man. I gotta end it here. Alright, there's not much here. I'll call this GG.